I'm sorry, kiddo, I really am. You have a good soul. And I hate giving good people bad news.
I'm Tony. He's Mike, and today we are finding out what happened to the girl from The Last Starfighter, because Mike and I watched The Night of the Comet from 1984.
Did you ever wonder what it would be like to be one of the last people on Earth? Who would you see? What would you do? Where would you go? Well, get ready to find out.
The legal drinking age is now 10, but you will need ID. Let's be real.
It's the Night of the Comet. Night of the Comet.
The burden of civilization is on us.
Fiction, isn't it?
Night of the Comet is essentially a comet that hasn't been seen in the, as far as anybody knows, in recorded history.
Yeah.
It's coming by the Earth. The Earth goes through it, and pink dust wipes out everybody and turns them into pink dust. And the only people that are safe are people that happen to be in steel buildings at the time. And our three protagonists just happen to be exactly that.
And so they wake up and find that, everybody's gone.
There's nobody. I mean, there's nobody.
Oh, right, nobody. I'm sure.
Come here. Hey! Look. Look at this. At what? Doris isn't at Chuck's. I'll show you Doris. Here's Doris.
So they're kind of like trying to figure out their way through the world and shit like that. They end up in the mall and then run into some feisty mall rats and then run afoul of some nefarious
Government agency that was like, they're supposed to be this survival colony. It was supposed to be like the best of the best, and they've been picked out, and they're gonna. But the problem is that they forgot to close the ventilation when the comet went by.
We were exposed. Not a lot. They left the ventilating ducts wide open. The fans going. Very scientific. Very stupid.
Okay, so they're all actually got dusted, and so they're all slowly, deteriorating away.
In 36 hours, you will be able to vacuum up the last of them from the carpet.
So they're picking up survivors. They're trying to find a serum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, they're finding survivors and they're stealing their blood.
Yeah.
So that they can make a serum, so they can save the best of the best of the best.
I want you to know that I thought they were talking hypothetically until they found the first survivors. Some of those survivors were just kids.
Hey, wait a minute. What's all this about blood?
They think they can generate a serum.
Which, again, not too bright. When you leave the fucking window open, you're pretty fucking stupid. I mean, it's a minor oversight, but it's a big one.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, this movie is a lot of fun.
It is
fun.
fun.
I enjoyed this movie quite a bit. I like Mary Stewart in this one.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Catherine Mary Stewart and Maroney. I totally buy them as sisters. That sister dynamic is nailed in spades, especially like the jealousy aspect. Because what's her face is like, God damn, Regina, you get all the boys and all this shit.
So, did you make it with him last night?
Jesus, that was bugging you.
That's no answer, man.
No, I didn't make it with him last night. Why are you so weirded out?
All right, Reg, why should I be weirded out? My sister, who swiped every guy I ever had my eye on, has now swiped the last guy in the whole freaked out world.
Well, she
Everybody
gets
pays
them for a
attention
reason. So
I mean, she does sleep with them for the promise of $15 and leaves empty-handed. So
So what do you say? I'll give you $15?
Are you kidding? We spend the night in here, we end up making it, and you give me $15? Do you know what that makes me look like?
Reggie, I'm not giving you $15 for making it with me.
Okay, well, just so we have that straight, okay?
there's that.
she got snacks. Not like McMuffin though.
And the funny thing about that is that's the guy from Iron Eagle that rides the snake.
Oh yeah. I recognize, like, everybody in this. I recognize completely. This is an interesting character study. And I mean that sincerely, because there's actually, they flesh out these characters in really interesting and sincere and fun ways.
Yeah, no, it's a competently done movie for as little as budget this thing has. Like, this thing was done for less than $1 million.
Yeah.
This is $700,000, and this thing pulled $14.4 million. This is a success.
Oh yeah, this is
a
a
real
smash.
success.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was going to say, the other dynamic that's interesting is, we only get to see it briefly because the stepmom dies, but they both have a father that's in the military. He's married to their stepmother. They both hate their stepmother. There's some physical altercations that go on there. Brutally so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sam's the character.
Sam gets slapped by stepmom. She slaps stepmom back. Stepmom punches her.
Yeah.
and doesn't, it's not like, it's a full-blown like Rocky knock out of the ring punch too.
You were born with an asshole, Doris. You don't need Chuck.
And she does this comfortably with a house full of people. So if you need to know how the 80s were different, that's how. Okay, let's talk about the older sister.
Regina.
Let's talk about her relationship with the projectionist at the movie theater. Because what the so,
yeah, I don't know if they really get too deep into that one. I guess it was just a kind of a thing of convenience. She happened to work there as well, I believe.
Yeah.
And then he was there as a projectionist.
Who also pirates films on the side.
God damn it!
What?
I've been waiting by that door for the last 30 minutes and that pinhead hasn't brought the film back yet.
Oh, give the guy a break. I mean, people are late sometimes.
Something's wrong. If he screwed that film up, we could all be in a lot of trouble.
I mean, they really didn't go too deep into it.
Well, they didn't have time to. He died.
Right, but I mean, all I remember is that she was promised $15 to stay and hang out. I mean, so essentially she sold herself for sex. But,
yeah.
But she never got that $15.
He didn't get paid. Well, he didn't get paid for the movie that he was pirating.
I'm gonna go over there on the bike.
Oh, geez, don't I get an Egg McMuffin or anything?
You can do me a favor.
I did you a favor last night.
If that guy calls, you tell him I'm on my way over and I'm very, 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 very pissed.
Hey, what about my $15?
Tell him you're pissed too.
So that's why she didn't get her $15. Yeah. And the flip, the upside is he died. So she's single. She's available at the moment. So then they hear a radio station and they think it's a live DJ that's still broadcasting. So they go to the radio station and that's where they run into Richard Beltran and Chakotay from Voyager, very young. He's a truck driver. He was apparently sleeping in the sleeper area of his truck. And the steel casing is what protected him, but the girl he was with, they were traveling together. She's gone now, so he's single.
I was heading to San Diego with this girl I picked up. We were looking for a gas station. That's when we spotted one of those, whatever they are. Looked like it was eating a cat.
A dead cat?
This girl freaked out. Took off running. I spotted her about 20 minutes later. Looked like one of those things had torn her apart.
And naturally, they stay at the radio station for as long as they can, but Richard Beltran decides that he needs to go and just see his mom and see if they're still alive, if he has any family that's left.
Mother!
You get to find out that post-apocalyptic malls suck.
Actually, no, they're great until the people that work there.
Until the shooting starts.
Until the people that work there, it's like, hey, you need to pay for that shit. I ain't got no money. Well, I guess you're dead.
Attention, shoppers. I trust you've got credit cards to pay for all that stuff. What's the matter? Lost something? Check with Lost and Found on the second floor.
You dirty rat.
Get her, boys!
Well, you know, it's even weirder than that. It's post-apocalypse. Let me see if I understand this correctly. There's a bunch of teenage guys who worked at the mall, and two attractive women come in, and their first instinct is to shoot at them.
Hey, nobody said they were smart kids.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong about that one.
know? Plus, you know, they already have zombified.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Which is funny because it reminded me of partially of the Omega Man and the mutants there.
Yeah.
And also kind of remind me of the mutants from Planet of the Apes.
A bit, yeah.
A bit.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
totally see the influence there. I also see the influence of the original Dawn of the Dead, because, you know, all that
Yeah, because
takes
they're
place
obviously in the mall.
In the mall.
Yeah.
And you know, the other, like, survival things that they're trying to do, like, you know, messing with the radio broadcast to try and contact other people. There is one little funny note that I love in this. So Regina is obsessed with Tempest. The arcade game, and somebody actually plants their high score in the middle of her.
DMK.
Yes, DMK.
Bridge. Their place. Wait a minute. Somebody named DMK in 6th place? When did this happen?
And I love the fact that this movie actually ends with actually letting you know who DMK is, and it's done so cleverly.
It is.
And
I almost didn't catch it. I had to rewind and say, wait, is that?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, it is. And I'll throw the clip right here.
Great car.
Thanks. I have 23 of them. You want to go for a ride?
More than you know.
We don't know anything about this guy. Where's he from? What's his name?
What's your name?
Danny Mason Keener.
Danny Mason Keener, okay?
Yeah, all right. Well, just be back by midnight, okay?
Midnight?
So you got that going on. They also wind up with two kids, so it's a completely adopted nuclear family with Regina and Chakotay and their 2.5 children.
And actually, speaking of that end scene, right before DMK shows up, they have they're waiting at the stop the crossing sign. we're waiting for the light to change, and then Sam starts running across, and she almost gets hit.
Yes.
By DMK, and they're like, "What the hell? Why don't you see me?" And the dude's like, "Well,
God, I'm sorry, but you shouldn't cross against the light like that."
see, that's why you fucking wait."
It's a responsibility of rebuilding civilization. So
good.
That part is okay. The ending of this is surprisingly satisfying.
Yeah.
Because this movie, like when it starts off, you don't know where the hell they're going with any of this, because it rambles, it meanders. It's not like in a hurry to get anywhere. You're just along for the ride on this one. When they get to the government bunker, and you have the lady doctor who she knows that they're deteriorating and she's losing memory and she can't.
Mary, what do you pronounce the last name? Warnoff.
I think it's Warmanoff. I'm not
Warmanoff.
positive.
I'll throw it up here. That woman is a cult film legend.
Yes, absolutely.
Shopping Mall, TerrorVision, Death Race 2000, Cannonball, Rock and Roll High School, and on and on and on.
And I can't help but I have to confess that I'm hugely attracted to that woman. And I'm not going to tell you that she's pretty in a conventional way, but she just hits the right buttons. I don't know what it is, but yeah. And it's
you
not
can do
just
worse.
Me. Yeah,
you can do a lot worse.
There are plenty of us out there. All right, there are fan sites dedicated to her. That's all I'm going to say. But she's actually a surprisingly solid actress too.
Yeah. And her character is really well done in this, because at first she comes off as the skeevy, manipulative, something to hide government agent.
What's that?
I'm gonna give you something.
For what?
Well, your skin's been a little irritated. It could be a rash, but it could also be something else.
But if I do have that stuff, this will get rid of it, right?
Yeah.
God, you had me worried.
But no, actually, it's quite the contrary. It's everybody else that she's working with.
Yes, she's on the up and up, and everybody else is dirty.
My parents told me never to breathe anything from strangers.
Hey, what are you guys doing?
They said if we breathe this, we could go to the North Pole and see Santa Claus.
That's so sick.
It's an interesting reveal. It's a really well-developed character. In the few scenes that she has in this, you get a lot from that little bitty role, and it's really well handled. And this is proof right here that regardless of your budget, if you got a script, if you got a good script, everything else is forgivable. And
yeah, absolutely.
There's not a lot to forgive in this one, but you know, I honestly can't think of anything that's like really stands out to me as a big flaw in this film.
No, I mean the you can tell it's a low budget movie.
Yeah.
But I didn't think it was less than $1 million.
Yeah.
Like not even close. I had no idea. I thought it was going to be at least $5 million. So what they achieved for this budget is astounding.
Absolutely. And like, okay, so there's references to Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, and even the remake in this film. But what I find funny is that this is the first time, it's not until 28 days later where you see these big cities that are completely deserted and the only people in them are this. And so a lot of people are like, oh, that's what makes 28 Days Later work. And I'm thinking this movie did it like 2 decades before that. And they did it in Los Angeles, which is probably not as easy to clear out as you might think.
No shit, and that's crazy. And I was wondering, like, I wish I would have researched this a little bit to see how they managed to get certain sections of the city shut down.
I'm sure that's probably, of the $750,000 that went to this film, I'm sure probably $250,000 of it went to those days where they had to shut down large swaths of downtown LA to film those shots, because it's not a cheap process.
No, not at all. Not at all. The villains are great in this one.
Yeah.
Like I said, the terrorizing mall rat workers are legit menacing, absolutely menacing, and feel very threatening. Like, yeah, you feel like somebody could die here.
Well, I'm talking about you coming in here and ripping us off.
What do you want? You want us to pay for it? What?
You wouldn't believe what we want from you. In your worst nightmare, you wouldn't believe.
And then also the government workers are especially creepy and shit like that.
The turn of them, when you're thinking, oh, they're there, they're going to save the girls, and they're going to take them to where they're taking all these survivors, and everything is going to be great. And then you find out, no, that's not at all what's happening. Yeah. That is such a great twist. Sorry, spoiler.
How much blood were we expected to get from these people? 300 cc's. Yes, that's it. That can't be right. If we draw 300 cc's a day, they'll expire altogether.
So now that we've terminated brain functions, I mean, they're brain dead. All they can do now is manufacture blood.
Well, we aren't going to get anything like 300 cc's out of those children.
No, but we will out of that teenager.
But it's so well handled and definitely executed. And okay, who's the guy doctor? Is it, I know him, and I know he's in Way of the Gun, and is it Tim Conway or not Tim Conway? What is his name?
I'll throw it up here.
Yeah, and he's spectacularly creepy. Like legitimately,
all them government agents really nailed that vibe. Of course, when you're with little kids, that's pretty easy to achieve.
Yeah, that's some dark shit right
there.
There.
It's really dark stuff, and it's cool to see them go that direction.
And I will also say that I love the ending of this. I love how they escape the government facility, because it doesn't seem contrived. It doesn't seem stupid. You're not like watching it going, oh, come on, really? You're like literally going, shit, that might work.
Hey! Think tank, huh? Think over this!
We can get them.
Hey!
Is that gasoline I smell?
Wait, don't!
Yeah. Well, again, it's a bunch of scientists in there, so they're not, hand-to-hand. They're not combat experts, so it's easy to see them fall for stupid shit like this.
But they are well armed.
Well, it is a government facility, so there's that. But no, man, I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. It is so well done, so well executed, especially for the budget that it's got.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I'm still stunned and baffled by that. I would watch this again in a second.
Absolutely. I don't know that I would own it, but I'll definitely watch it. I've already seen it multiple times. Yeah. I'll definitely watch it again. But it's currently on the Criterion channel if you need to know how influential a film it is.
Yeah.
So.
And rightly so. I mean, you know, it's a B movie, absolutely, but man, it's good.
Yeah, no, rock solid. I can't recommend it enough, but I don't. I think I'm done.
I said everything I need to say.
Just want to throw one thing out there real quick. Richard Beltran, his first acting role was as the Indian kid that gets flour dumped on his head in Billy Jack.
Well, there you go.
And
I imagine at some point we'll do Billy Jack at some point. So, but anyways, that's what we got.
We will catch you next time.
Have you ever had hepatitis?
No. Had mono once, though. Caught it from this guy named Randy Sharp.
Anemia?
No.
Are you pregnant?
Nope. Thought I was once, though.
That's not important.
That's what you think. That was the longest 3 weeks of my life.